Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Jumping right into it. So I'm currently on my way to pick up the parts for the SRT4. Like I said in the previous video, I wanted to take my time, get some new parts in for the internals of the car to make sure that it was going to run correctly with no issues. So I'm on my way to do that now. Today we have a pivot ball and a throwout bearing coming in. So yeah, we'll pick back up once I get to the car. Alright guys, so today is currently the next day. Now as you saw in the footage, we did get the transmission in finally. It was an entire team job. The trans is in, like I said, trans mount is connected to the motor, no longer supported by jacks. So yesterday what I did was I did start putting the throttle body back together. I don't know, I gotta at some point come back and clean up this engine bay because these wires exposed going everywhere just kind of drives me nuts. This engine bay, this motor, this transmission, it wasn't as rigorous as I was expecting it to be. It just looks more confusing with all the craziness going on in the engine bay. So at some point in time, we will clean all of this up, mark my words. Just over here really quickly today, I want to try to throw this axle back in, get the input shaft put back in, or the intermediate shaft I should say, and then I want to try and get some of this bracing put back on the bottom of the trans. So yeah. All right guys, so I know this video has kind of been all over the place. I think the last y'all saw, I was coming over here to start tearing it apart again maybe 2 days ago. But since that video, I've gotten everything put back on, everything plugged back in. I just hooked the car up to my dad's car to jump it because the battery was dead. As you can see, we got power, so at least I put the battery back on right. But yeah, I just put the key in ignition, it started dinging, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and see if this thing is going to crank up. Moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. Okay, key in. Oh, I hear the fuel pump. I hear the fuel pump. Sorry the steering wheel's in the way, guys. We're in neutral. No turnover. Okay, guys, so the first startup was a fail. Excuse me. Once again, I got the car hooked up to my dad's battery. I believe that this battery is just completely dead. I'll show you guys again what it's doing. I'm gonna have to run it to AutoZone to see, but car in neutral, key in, you hear the dinging, it's in the on position. I don't know if you guys can hear, but I can hear the fuel pump priming, and then clutch to the floor, turn the key, nothing. So I think that the battery is just completely dead. So like I said, I'm gonna take it out real quick, run it over to AutoZone or something, and then figure it out. So all right guys, so we just got back to the car. I got my boy Mees with me. He ran me to the battery shop. We linked up. All right, so new battery's in. Let's get this thing started. She's in neutral. All right, let the fuel pump prime, clutch in. It's still nothing. So Randy and we figured it was the starter. What I did was I looked down here. So I don't know if you guys can see it, and let me get it to focus. Right there, that little black line, it's a ground line with the clear tip on it. I noticed that was disconnected when I was still putting the car together, and I meant to put it back on, but I never did. Looked at it just a moment ago, plugged that in, and she starts, so let's get in here. So, shut up. Yeah, I did. This ain't the Kobo. It's not. All right. Okay. Y'all ready? Key in. Zoom out. Key in. Neutral. boys, we got the car back. She back. That exhaust sounds good, but that exhaust is gonna have to go. But I am beyond happy right now. I'm gonna let it run. We just let it run for about 5 minutes or so. We did put the car in each gear to make sure that it did pull, no grinds. My third gear was grinding initially when I had the car, but it's not grinding anymore. Maybe it might if we drive the car, but I still have to finish these brakes. I think these calipers are seized up a bit. I have to figure something out for that, but we're just gonna let it run for a little bit longer. Honestly, I'm probably gonna wrap the video up here, but if we go out on a test drive tonight, I will for sure catch that on camera. If not, I appreciate you guys sticking through these last couple of videos. We are back, y'all. We are fucking back. I can't tell y'all how happy I am right now. Huge shout out to Randy and all my brainless boys that pulled up and helped me this trans back in. Without Randy's suggestion, we actually, well, y'all saw it in the video, but we lowered the car all the way to the ground and just wiggled the transmission back in. But she's alive and running. I'm ready to drive it, but like I said, we just gotta handle these brakes next.